Tripp Davis, and I am the market managing partner of our Florida market for PwC. One of the things I liked when I went to college was that I wanted to do accounting work, but I wanted to get into the new field of technology that was coming in. So for my entire career, wherever I've been, I've always been a half auditor, half consultant, and kind of bringing those two worlds together. And it really served me well as going forward, because technology has become so much a part of business and how things operate that I lucked out and picked a pretty good interest in field. So when we first started out, when I graduated school, technology was just starting to really be fully more integrated into the business environment. And then obviously, you've seen over the last 20, 25 years how it's even advanced quicker and quicker. And if you look from what we've done as a firm and what our clients are asking for, is that over that time period, we established ourselves as being a very good assurance business and a very strong tax business, and we're leaders in both of those fields. But then as technology and businesses have changed, our clients have asked us for help in that business change. And with those new business imperatives around digital and technology, around growth, around innovation, all these things that have been happening over the last 10 or 15 years that have been accelerating. So then we started building a consulting, or we call advisory business, to complement our audit, our assurance, and our tax businesses. So what we can offer our clients, what they're asking for, is that as they go through their accounting and tax and business change, that we can help them with the change in the business. We have a company or a client who wants to improve their customer processes, their customer-facing processes. So what we've built as a firm to help with that is that we call it strategy through execution. Meaning that we sit down and help the company think about, okay, from a strategy perspective, how do you want to engage your customers? How do you want to interact with them? How do you want to change and improve the way you do that? Then we move into the management consulting piece of that, of figuring out how do you actually change those processes? How do you actually look at data? How do you understand if the things that you're going to do with your customers improves that experience? Then from a technology consulting perspective, you have to put in those technologies to be able to do that. Whether that's the cloud, the internet, your social, your mobile applications, things like that. And then finally, you have a risk and regulatory piece of that, where you have to make sure you have to have privacy and security and the tax and the financial pieces of that, right? So that's an example of when a company says, we want to change the way we do from customers, we can bring in the finance and accounting piece, we can bring in the tax piece, and we can bring everything from strategy to executing that. So I've been in the Florida managing partner role now. I'm on my third month. So we just announced it in January. So I'm in my third month, and it's been a fantastic experience so far. Our team down here is great. Our clients are wonderful. Everybody's been open and accepting. It's really been a really good 3 months, and making me very happy that I made the right choice to come here. So where I was before, I was in our, for PwC, I've always been in our Chicago, Illinois office. And as I mentioned, I was a half auditor, half consultant. I moved out of our audit business and was one of the partners to ask help to rebuild our consulting business, our advisory practice. So prior to this role, I was the firm's advisory leader for Chicago and our Midwest region. And that was basically concentrating and focus on growing the advisory business. Well, now coming here, I get to go back to where I grew up in my roots. I get to work with all three businesses. So now my new role as the managing partner is that I'm now responsible for our brand, for our clients, and making sure that all three lines of business that we provide to our people and to our clients. A typical day ends up being working with my partners to go to one of our clients or a potential client to discuss one of these business issues or one of these business imperatives, something that they want to do in their business. And it's to help them listen to what they're trying to accomplish, and then providing ideas and insights of what we've seen before, and connecting them with the people in our firm who have the extra subject matter expertise to do that. So in many ways, I either am at the very beginning of the conversation to help connect the companies and our clients to our subject matter experts and our partners, or it's something to go back and we've done some work in making sure that from a quality perspective that our clients are happy with everything that we're doing. Sometimes we have really strong client base in all three lines of our business, right? So, and like we talked about, they have things that they're trying to achieve in their business every day that we're helping with them with. And then there's just as many companies in the market that we haven't done anything before, and they find out that we have an expertise in that area, and they ask us to come talk to them about those opportunities. So it's a bit of both. We have 3 offices here in South Florida. We have Miami, we have Fort Lauderdale, and we have an Innovation Client Experience Center in Hollandale.
Okay.
So when you put all 3 of those together, we're probably pretty close to about 600 people here in South Florida. I really look at the community impact from a couple of different things. It's for our partners that I'm really the steward for our brand to the community. And then that takes on a number of different things. There's obviously the business aspects of that we talked about of helping our clients and companies. There is the people aspect of that, the human capital piece, where we are reaching out to people here to work with us. And then the third piece of that would be your traditional responsibility back to the community, making sure that we're giving back to the community through the various organizations, charities, things like that.
Okay.
So I look at it as really those are the 3 things when we talk about community impact to think about, and what I'm here to do to help our firm and our partners. So the interaction with the business community is through what we talked about from each of our lines of business, right? So from our assurance line of business, if they're looking for their attestation and services, that we engage there. From a tax perspective, if they're looking for tax services, we engage with them there. And then obviously we talked about the various things from our consulting and advisory services. But we also like to partner with them, and we do different activities around joint forums around hot topics. So whether that be a regulatory topic, whether it be a new technology topic or something like that, we work with the business community to have those types of learning and education and forums and things like that.
Okay, so seminars and
those interactions, interacting at the universities, working together in both the commercial side of the relationship as well as the knowledge sharing side of the relationship with the business community here. Well, I think the main challenges are going to be the growth that we're having here, and that's one of the things that excited me about coming to Florida and the role was first, there's been a number of companies that are moving here. And because of that, it's been a really good growth area for our firm. So that excited me. The second piece of it is that my background being on the advisory and consulting piece, we've got really good assurance, we've got excellent tax, but we have a lot of room to provide our clients our advisory services. So that excited me. So when you put all those things together, the biggest challenge is getting talent to be able to execute on those things. So we have the competition with our clients for that good talent, right?
Yeah.
And we're trying to build our businesses around that talent. So I see that as probably the biggest challenge. I've been here long enough because from an advisory and consulting perspective, we look at everything from a national perspective. So I have gotten a good vantage point of the talent from that here, but really, I've always been connected with the leadership that's been here in Florida from our audit and tax business. So I know from them that the talent exists. And that there's a lot of talent that likes to go, like the younger generation. They want to try out the Northeast. They want to try out the West Coast or anything like that, right? So, those different types of, larger cities and that type of environment. So there's really 2 things I think we have the opportunity on. It's one is trying to keep that talent, whether they're coming out of school or they're in mid-flight of their careers, keep them here, keep them getting those opportunities. Or once they go back and enrich themselves in those types of experiences that they want to gather, make sure that they know that their career can continue and they can be successful when they decide to come back.